What is going on, everybody? It's Alex coming back at you with another video. And today we are doing my final personal mock draft because tomorrow I've been working with my buddy RJ over at the San Francisco 49ers to build a predictive mock draft. It's going to be absolutely insane. You guys should definitely check that out when it comes out tomorrow. But today I'm going to show you what I would do at every single pick. It's not going to be exactly realistic, but I'm going to blend some realism in there. Obviously going to have Travon Walker in the top 2, stuff like that. So without further ado, let's kick this off. If you guys are new, feel free to join the community, like, comment, subscribe, you know, all that fun YouTube stuff. Let's kick it off. Let's have some fun. And if you guys are already excited about 2023, I just put up a mock draft for that as well. So check that out. Start off with the number 1 pick. If I am sitting in the GMC, I'm going Aidan Hutchinson. I still think the decision is up in the air. So for me, if there's a gimme pick, like this next one's going to be Travon Walker. I'll talk about it in a second. That's just the way it's going to roll. But Travon Walker is just getting a crazy amount of hype. The guy came in, like, he just has the crazy length. He has the pure athleticism. There's just not many dudes who can be built like him. And if you're sitting here at the top and the floor for your edge rushing group isn't very high anyways, you're not going to be really like making it worse, so to speak. So you're taking a swing for the fences, yes. But when you look at the potential return on that investment, it's ridiculous. Travon Walker, if he ends up panning out, is going to be a 5-star dude. Again, that's probably the one guy who I'd force because I'd rather have KT in that realm. And you know what? We're going to put my big board up here. I'll probably release a big board video tomorrow, giving you guys a range as well of where I think they will go. Just have a little bit of fun with that one. But number 3, if I'm sitting here and I am the Texans, I'm going to be going after Mr. Sticky Icky here, Ikem Ekwonu. That is absolutely horrifying. I've never said that before. Regardless, Ikem Ekwonu, you know, if you're really trying to establish the run game, I personally would go after Neal, which I guess it kind of was the whole entire point of this episode. But I just have a feeling Ikem Ekwonu is going to be that number 3 pick. Feels like more of a lock than anything. And there's just so many rumors busting around about it. And everybody just believes that's a sealed deal. So I'm going to give the respect to Ikem Ekwonu. Again, they're trying to improve the run game. Ikem Ekwonu, I believe, set a record PFF-wise for that. Again, take that as you will. I know PFF records aren't like their statistics aren't everything, but it's a good metric to be able to reference if you're trying to do supporting arguments. But yeah, it's not the end all be all. I still think Neal is by far the best tackle in the class. I know that a couple of people back me up on that one as well. But the Jets are sitting here at 4, and I have now new inside information that they're trying to get rid of Mekhi Becton at all costs. For me, that means I'm going to be pulling the trigger on Neal here. I don't care. Again, top guy in my class, or top tackle in the class to me. So I love him. I love him to death. And he's kind of getting a little bit of hate, which is a little bit weird. And we're going to definitely have some trades up in here. So the Giants are sitting here at this pick, and there's Sauce, there's KT. And honestly, I don't think I'm just going to be kind of frank here. I am probably going to go Charles. Oh man, I got to go Charles Cross, right? Because honestly, if that, oh shit. Because I want to trade up with the Eagles here to steal one of these guys from the Giants. And I mean, I'm thinking about it. I know that Wink is a lot better at developing edge talent than probably corner talent. So I would probably go after Sauce Gardner here. He's my number 1 dude in the class. So I also love him as well. Man, the question is, who would I rather not have on the Eagles? You know what I mean? So would you rather not have Sauce on the Eagles? Or would you rather not have KT on the Eagles? And that's a really tough question because then you have Charles Cross here as well. And I've heard that the Panthers would sit and take Charles Cross if he's on the board. So what if, oh man, this is like a great, horrible situation for the Giants because I think everybody knows that the Panthers want to get Charles Cross. And I mean, if the Giants need a tackle, guys, they do. I can't wait till the 2nd round for this. And this is just going to be a 1-round mock. I usually do 2, but for the sake of time, because I'm in the middle of final season, as well as the fact that, well, this is happening tomorrow night. Party. We're going to be live during it, by the way, guys. Day 2, we're not going to be able to, unfortunately, because my job, gotta love it. But that's okay. But yeah, I'm going to go Charles Cross here. I think you have to maximize on it. And I hate to do this, but I mean, if I'm sitting here, I'm the Eagles, dude. I'm moving up right now because I get to select whoever the hell I want to just not go to. Here we go, going trade up the Panthers. Not going to the Giants. And I think Honestly, if you wanted to, this could be the trade, and then you trade Andre Dillard in it as well. So I'm just, for the sake of argument, we're going to toss in an extra fifth just to make sure the probability increases of success. But yeah, we're going to do that. I'm actually going to say Andre Dillard could be part of that deal there because, again, he's closing on the end of his contract, and I honestly don't think that he is the future for the team. I don't. And again, when you're at this spot, you could choose either one of these guys, but I do think that corner in a cover two system, like corner two, is not going to be as effective as a potential edge one. We're going KT here, and I'm probably going to do something very similar to this tomorrow. I do think the Eagles, I know for a fact, they're calling up into the top 10. So I usually have them move up for Sauce, but that's usually because KT isn't there. This is very familiar ground to me. So I love what just happened for the Eagles. Honestly, again, the Giants are in a beautiful situation because they're exiting this feeling happy any way they can. I think the Eagles would much rather not have to face KT than not have to face Sauce Gardner because, again, a little more run heavy as well. I think that's easier to evade one corner than it is an edge rusher because KT can be an impact in both levels of the game. Number 8, I mean, I'd be trading out of this spot personally, but I don't think they are. I didn't see that Atlanta was actually, you know what? I'm actually going to check the text right now. I'm pretty sure that Atlanta was not in the running for trying to trade out of the top 10. And I know that there are some teams that are trying to move up into the top 10. So I'm trying to check the list right now. So it's Baltimore, Philadelphia, Green Bay, and Kansas City that are all trying to move up. And you know what? I know that the NFL is so high. Like, they're really high on Jermaine Johnson. And this team, the Ravens, are definitely looking to be able to do that. So I'm going to try to estimate the value of the picks here because I'm just trying to get, like, I think it's good enough for like a this year and a next year 3 to move up to pick 8. But I didn't see Atlanta as a team that wanted to trade out. So Carolina, Giants, Seattle, New York Jets are trade back candidates. So we're gonna honor the realism. No, we're not. Again, no one actually knows what's gonna happen in the draft. So I'm gonna move up with the Baltimore Ravens here. I think, again, like, we're trying to blend some realism in here as well. So I want to have 2 top 10 trades. And I think because they have 2 third rounders, this year and a next year 3 definitely should get over the hump. I know that Atlanta's a pain in the ass in the simulator because they always overvalue all the trades. Because you think about that, I mean, whatever. We'll give it 2. How about that? We'll give it next year 2nd. They can kiss my ass on that one. Says it's unlikely. I'm going to force this trade through. We're sending that. But the Ravens are going to be moving up here, and I mean, they have their choice of Derek Stingley, Jordan Davis, as well as Jermaine Johnson. Jermaine Johnson's going to be gone by pick 9 or 10. That's just the plain truth. And it's unfortunate, but that's the way it's going to be. I think that going after Jermaine Johnson here might not be a bad situation. Again, corner 1, you know what? I think they can get edge rushers at a different point in the draft. I think Derek Stingley Jr. is your best return on your investment at this point. You gave up a next year 2 and this year 3, half of this year 3rd anyways. And you're able to get a nice pick here in Derek Stingley. Now you have pick number 9, which kind of screwed it up for the Seattle Seahawks, because usually the guys who I like to take are Charles Cross or Derek Stingley. They're not on the board. So I do think that even Seattle's looking to move out here. But we're going to go Jermaine Johnson out of Florida State. Guy's definitely going to be a very big contributor to the roster. So definitely going to be the hand that I'm forcing right there. This pick, it's probably going to be, I've heard a lot of people are loving Drake London right now, but I think Garrett Wilson's ability to be in the slot or on the boundary, Drake can do that too. But there's more hate for Drake than there is for Garrett. How about that? So we're going to go Garrett Wilson here out of the Ohio State University. Definitely love what he brings to the table. Could be inside or outside. I definitely think that that's a good move overall for the team. Number 11, you got Washington. And no, I did not do this to give Washington Drake London. I don't really care. I would have given them anybody else if I wanted to. But this pick is going to be Drake London. I do know that Jordan Davis is in consideration at pick 9. So that's probably going to be the pick in tomorrow's draft. But I got to go with Jermaine Johnson because he's going to be a day 1 impact and going to give you your best shot at getting the most out of his first contract. This is going to be Jordan Davis all the way. And I know this pick, I mean, you have Jameson Williams on the board. The rankings are a little bit messed up. This is as like based off an X wide receiver chart. So Obviously, guys who are not ex-wide receivers are not there. Jahan Dotson's a weird freak. But I think that being able to trade up with the Chiefs wouldn't be a bad move because, again, there are going to be some high-end edge rushers there. There are going to be some high-end corners there as well, like Andrew Booth. So I know that pick 13 is in the range because pick 16 is about 1,000. So you're estimating like 1,050, then probably like 1,100. So this is probably like 1,150 or 1,200. And those back picks honestly are about equal to 1,200. So we're going to be potentially moving up with both of these first, but at the same time, I'm going to try to not do that. It says very likely. That's complete bullshit. Just straight up, like between you and me, that's some complete bullshit. You're going to have to give up at least a next year second as well to be able to move up this far, which again, Kansas City's in a win now mode. They have a lot of picks this draft. They could have leveraged those, but at the same time, Texans also should be trying to build for the future. And I think that is a good move. The Chiefs move up, and I know they're going to be going Jameson Williams. You saw it today. English is hard. You saw today that the Houston Texans GM, I think Nick Caserio, ended up saying there's a 50 to 60% chance that they're taking someone at 13. That usually means that they're saying it's open to trade. And if 6 teams have tried to call up, Jameson Williams is on the board. They're going to be taking him. At this pick, though, I think this is going to be Kyle Hamilton. You want to continue developing a unique roster. That's a good way to go back, get extra draft capital, and then be able to sit back, relax, and get the guy who's very unique and a great guy on your roster. This is going to be Kenny Pickett. No. This is what I would do. Screw it. We're going Malik Willis here. Give him the best shot. So screw you, realism. Tomorrow, it's going to be a little bit different. But at this pick, so I'm actually going to initiate a trade here. It's not going to affect this draft that we're doing because apparently Mekhi Becton's not even worth a first-round pick, not even close. So I'm going to trade a 4th-round pick from the Saints to the Jets, and the Jets are going to be picking up. The Saints are going to be picking up Mekhi Becton. So that left tackle spot is now secured. That's basically what I wanted to get at this point. I think wide receivers still could be a position to target. And I really love Treylon Burks on the squad, but Chris Olave is a much better number 2, in my opinion, than Treylon Burks. You want to swing for the fences, you go Treylon Burks. You want to kind of give the middle finger proverbially to the Chargers, you go and give them Chris Olave. So that's kind of, I think the chances would be a little bit higher of you being able to succeed right there. And then the Chargers are on the board. So I actually don't really like anybody in this position for the Chargers. Not a big fan personally. You guys get to, again, see my board here. It's not fully up to date for some reason because TDN loves to totally screw me over on that front. But, there are guys like George Karlaftis on the board, which I think is an amazing player. I don't know why people hate on him so much. For me, I would be trying to call up and get one of these guys. But I know that there are some teams that could even be interested in Tyler Linderbaum. I would want to take him at this point. Not for the chart. You could use him as a guard in the Charger scheme, to be honest. He came in weighing over 300 pounds at his pro day. Does that mean anything? No. But honestly, that might be the best bet because this is, y'all going to hate this one. Tyler Smith could be an amazing guy to put at guard in the short term and put Filer at right tackle and allow Smith to develop as a talent. You know what? I'm going to do it. I know you guys hate this move. I do. But Tyler Smith's going to be a tackle in the long run. I do think he's just so young, so raw that he could be moving to right tackle. And he had the most big time blocks out of anybody in Power 5. So love Tyler Smith there. That's going to be my weird pick of the draft. I do think he's going to be going a lot higher than what some people think, but that's the way we roll with it. Number 25, I'm the Philadelphia Eagles. It's so tough to go back into that mold where it's like what I would do. I'm honestly looking here at Tyler Linderbaum. I'm going to do it. I love Tyler Linderbaum so freaking much, man. And again, this is not a realistic mock draft, but I love Tyler Linderbaum. I do. I think he's a phenomenal talent. I know they're going to be looking for a corner, but there's just a certain point where it's too much for me. Number 19, if I'm the Saints here, I honestly might go another wide receiver again. We've already traded for tackle, so we're good on that front as well. You could be actually looking at George Karlaftis here, and that would not be a bad addition to add him in, kind of be your Trey Hendrickson, because Marcus Davenport, I believe, is coming up on a contract soon. Would not be bad to save some cash that way. But we are not going to be going into that mold. We are actually going to be trading back here. with, I mean, there's a lot of teams that could be looking for a wide receiver at this point. We could see even the Cardinals. I don't know why I'm having trouble trying to say what teams' names, but there are some teams here that could be moving up. Packers being one of them. They're looking probably for an offensive lineman, though. That's what I've heard. You got Trevor Penning on the board, but I don't think he's going to make an appearance in this draft. Well, to keep it realistic, realistic enough, we'll keep him in this draft, but not a huge fan of him. Probably going to go pick 26 to be fair, but looking at teams that could be moving up for a wide receiver, even you have a ton of draft capital for the Lions. It'd be quite fun to move up with them. But looking at teams that could use a nice edge rusher, I think the Packers could be a team in there, but it just kind of sucks. He's going to continue falling. He is. But I think the position to be able to target is going to be a wide receiver or a corner. And I know some teams that are desperate for a corner. That team's actually going to be the Kansas City Chiefs. They have a lot of picks. Why not get aggressive with it? The Saints kind of are in a weird position. This is where you can move back, potentially take Trevor Penning as well to be developmental. And for this value drop, I'm thinking about the value. I think it's closer to about like 950. It's about 300. So giving up a third round pick this year, and maybe like we already gave up that pick. So maybe a third this year, as well as maybe a fourth and then a fourth next year, since we got that as well. That's going to be about the amount that you need to be able to move up into that spot. So we're doing that, and we are going to be selecting a corner here in Kaiir Elam. Yeah, he's a lockdown corner. I know that if I'm the Patriots, I'm taking him to be a corner one. So definitely like Kaiir Elam here. It's definitely the most weird mock draft that I've done so far. Definitely not something that I'm like banging the table for, because I just love being hyper realistic. But again, nobody's right in these mock drafts. So the most you can do is have some fun while doing it. So we're going to be going to Sam Howell here as well. He's my number 2 quarterback in the class. So again, screw you to Kenny Pickett. I think there's a big gap. Again, I mean, I love Matt Corral. He's probably someone who I would take towards the back end of the NFL or back end of the first. But, you know, Sam Howell provides a ton of upside. I really like him overall. And then Malik Willis, obviously, is Malik Willis. But number 21, if I'm sitting here and I am the Patriots, I'm going to be drafting a linebacker. And I think the best guy for it is probably going to be Devin Lloyd. I love the idea of Leo Chanel on the squad, but we're going to go Devin Lloyd. I do think it's a really good fit. And he's going to be a day one impact, really good character as well. I think he just fits really well into Bill Belichick's ideology for wide receivers. This pick might be an edge rusher. Oh, no, I'm not going to do it. We're going to go Treylon Burks here. I know that half of the NFL is higher on Treylon Burks than Drake London, so beware that he might even go way higher than this, but that's just the way it rolls. Number 23, this is going to be George Karlaftis. I've gotten to the point where I start blending realism with this, even though I don't want to. But George Karlaftis out of Purdue, certainly going to be a guy who I put into this range. 24 with the Cowboys. Again, I wish George Karlaftis were on the board. I would do that in a heartbeat. But you know what? I mean, line is such a big need, man. It is. We're gonna go back to it. I know Zion Johnson's everybody's favorite, but I love Kenyon Green because he could actually potentially be a tackle. Zion Johnson played left tackle as well for a while, but I'm just not that big of a fan of Zion Johnson compared to everybody else. Number 25 with this pick. Oh man, I really do think Breece Hall is that final nail in the coffin, man. I do. But I'm going to go Zion Johnson. I think that he's probably the best choice for the team in the long run. This is going to be Trevor Penning. Again, the expectations are really low, and Trevor Penning has a sky-high ceiling. So for realism, we're going to keep him in the first, going Trevor Penning right there. This pick is going to be Travis Jones, who, I mean, I'll release my big board tomorrow, and you guys can see that. But bottom line, I really do think he's just a one-of-one type of talent, or not one-of-one, but he's much closer to being able to be a unique, game-changing talent than Devonte White, which I feel we see a version of almost every single year. Number 28 with the Packers on the board, I would consider Devonte White here as well, because, again, this is a very thin class in terms of defensive linemen, and I think that that's going to be the best choice for them. So we're going to go Devonte White right there. Number 29, we are back on the board with the Houston Texans. I think edge rusher certainly could be someone you have here with Arnold Ebiketie. I do love Arnold Ebiketie, but I love the idea of getting a linebacker here as well. You, of course, can get that in the next round too. There's a lot of really good ones. So for me, like, I love the safeties as well. I think Lewis Cine would be a baller in the squad, but you got to continue locking it down. I'm going to go Andrew Booth Jr. here out of Clemson. I do not like this corner class at all. So being able to get someone like Andrew Booth would be a very good start. This is where I feel a lot more comfortable with the quarterback. I know everybody's going to say, if you take a quarterback for the Saints, you're not watching the Saints. No one knows what the hell is going to be going on with the quarterbacks in this draft. But again, this is what I would do mock draft. I need to keep remembering that. So I actually might even be looking at like George Pickens. I might double dip at wide receiver just for fun. You could also go after a safety. They were looking at Honey Badge as well. I know that there's also rumors that Chauncey's going to be moving to safety. So you could get Jalen Pitre there, but Daxton Hill could kind of play both. And he is my safety 4. Actually, my safety 5. I forgot about Kyle Hamilton. But again, you see that gap. There's no gap in there. It's super small. So I'm actually going to go Daxton Hill. I think that they could definitely use him either as a free safety or strong safety. I really do think he could play a Honey Badger role, or else you could put him in the slot and move Chauncey to there. I think that would be the best case scenario. So Daxton Hill is going to be the move. Jalen Pitre could also be in that equation. He actually graded a lot higher than any other safety besides Kyle Hamilton. So really big fan of Jalen Pitre right there. Oh, wow. We've taken all the interior defensive linemen off the board. So this is kind of a screwed situation here with the Bengals. But with a quarterback on the board and Matt Corral, who I think could be a really big contributor, I think a team should make a move for one. I do. And I'm trying to think of a team that actually wants to make a move for a quarterback. The problem is there's just not many teams. And this honestly should probably, I'll move up with the Falcons. The Falcons got a lot of draft capital by moving back. It's okay to use less to move up and still get your guy. So I think the gap here is something like 200 points, which is about like a 3rd round pick. So we can get so they're going to be a pain in the ass about this. Of course, we're going to be offering maybe a next year 4th as well. It says that's likely. We're going to do that. It's ridiculous if that's not the case, but we're going to move up and we're going to select Matt Corral here out of Ole Miss. I think he does have the best chance of being according to next gen stats, he is by far the QB1 in this class. 25% chance of becoming a Pro Bowler. And he fits exactly what you're looking for right there with Marcus Mariota. Matt Corral is kind of a spitting image of what Marcus Mariota is right now. So I think that'd be a really good mentor for him. But to finish this off, I have to go with safety, and I have to go Lewis Seen here. Oh, man. At the same time, I really got to go Nakobe Dean. There's so many options. You know what? You choose whichever one you want to end it off. I'm going to Nakobe Dean because I love Nakobe. But that's going to be the draft, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Tomorrow is going to be the actual predictive one. Super tough to not go fully predictive on this, but I'm excited for that one. I'm aching to do it for you guys. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you on the far side. Peace.